The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Wicked Weed studio on a wonderful Tuesday morning. It is the Sportsocracy live, as always. Check out our friends at Wicked Weed Brewing at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing. Drink different. I'm Tank Spencer. Brian Haynes is here. Yeah. Jeremy Greene is here.
What up?
And we're talking NFL Power Rankings today, as well as the NBA play-in games are kicking off tonight.
NFL play-in game.
Indeed. We know the straw that stirs the drink here in the Sportsocracy. We appreciate everybody joining us, and join us in the comments. Anything you want talked about on the program today, we will squeeze it in there, and we'll take all the lumps that we are due for our power rankings.
Yeah. I just want to say hi to all the Bengals fans.
Holy smokes.
Hi, Cincinnati.
Took one day off, came back to see the comments were just a-flaming towards us for the Bengals.
I just want to specify that fucking idiot has AC in it. So, for whoever needed to know that.
Jonathan Wells says, is it wonderful, though? Why not? Every day is wonderful, is it not?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Come on. It's another day living the dream, another day closer to death. What's not wonderful about it? Come on, guys. Let's stop putting the dark cloud.
Death would be a welcomed adventure.
Death is the greatest adventure.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get into the power rankings, and we'll talk some NBA play-in games as well coming down the stretch here. A couple of things just to throw out there. In the world of baseball, hey, Huascar Ynoa. Ynoa, that when you punch something, you're not supposed to use your pitching hand, right? Yeah. Dude breaks his hand. He's now going to be out for like a month or so. Because, those Latin tempers, man.
Inanimate objects do not hit back. You just can't contain them.
God, I feel like, I know Jeremy Greene. I feel like he is probably the only male grown male that has not seen Bull Durham. But apparently, Huascar Ynoa can be in that group as well. Yeah. When you get into a fight with anything, whether it be a person or an inanimate object, you don't hit it with your pitching hand.
No, you don't.
Come on.
Real dumb.
Dan
Campbell wants a lion on the sidelines.
That's
too.
The best news I've heard ever.
I want Dan Campbell to be my best friend.
Seriously. So much.
I want. Here's my dream. I want Rob Gronkowski, me, Pat McAfee, and Dan Campbell to just hammer beers on a boat in the middle of the ocean, maybe with Dan Campbell's lion. I think that would be phenomenal. Just get a charter, a boat, take it out in the middle of the ocean, the four bros crushing beers with a lion.
Yeah. That'll end awesome. I guarantee
100%.
Dan Campbell says he doesn't care if he loses an arm having a lion on the sidelines. In fact, he's kind of rooting for it because it would just hammer home the point that this is a wild animal, man.
You know why that lion wouldn't mess with me?
Yeah.
Because we have equally awesome manes.
Oh my God.
No, the lion would attack you out of jealousy.
Oh my God.
We have equally awesome
I love how
manes.
he said that he wanted a long chain on it so that it can run at people and stop.
Just
like gladiator style. Like the doors open and it just comes after people. Like, good grief, dude. That dude is awesome. Like, I love him. And I agree, Jeremy. Drinking beers with him would probably be 100%. One of the greatest things in the world.
Yeah, until you got to beer 27 and he was still talking tangibly and we were both legally dead. Which would 100% happen.
Yeah, Dan Campbell would drink you under the table.
There are not many humans that I look at and go, you would outdrink me. I feel like Dan Campbell would. Mm-hmm. Gronkowski and McAfee have a shot.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell would put us up both. He'd put all three of us over the boat.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. You'll be under the table puking in 2 seconds. You remember back to the Georgia game against Auburn where Uga snapped at one of the players. Yeah, I could just imagine that going over real well with the NFL if there's a lion on the goddamn sidelines.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Oh, my God. Anyway, the Detroit Lions, they're no doubt one of the worst teams in the NFL. We like what they're putting together to start the rebirth or I guess we could just call it a birth
The
of
new
the Detroit
regime
Lions
is starting
franchise?
very well.
Has there ever been a heyday? I guess the Barry Sanders years, but still they never went to a Super Bowl and didn't win many playoff games.
I mean, the whole Herman Moore, Barry Sanders, Scott Mitchell was probably their best run. Right. I think they had. But, you know.
So maybe calling it a rebirth is not great.
I want a badass pet like a lion.
No.
I want to be that guy. I want to be a guy that wears turtlenecks, dark sunglasses, and has a wild animal on a chain.
Nice.
And that's just how I show up places, like a Bond villain. Mm-hmm. Hey, maybe it'll be what my new expansion team's nickname is. We're going to announce that later in the show.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have one of those attached to a chain, and I'll just walk around with me and that creature.
Yeah, we'll explain the whole we'll explain the whole expansion thing coming up later on.
I've never seen anybody do it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I have come up with the best team name in the history of time.
I believe it's going to work out very well. It's going to be nice and fun, and it'll be a new exercise here at the Sportsocracy that we have.
It'll be the first exercise here at the Sportsocracy.
Not a whole lot of exercise going on.
Well, my exercises had to take a little bit of an uptick here, you know, after speaking of ticker. The old heart ain't doing so great.
Really?
You know what I mean?
So
show of hands, who's surprised?
Big surprise there. Went to the doctor, found out the ticker ain't the best it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So.
Brian's blood pressure looks like a zip code.
Yeah.
Who's surprised? Show of hands.
It was bad. Where they were like,
so have you already started this new exercise?
Yeah,
routine,
I started walking the dog a lot more. We're taking about 5. We took about 5 nice long walks over the last couple of days at the piece. I stepped on the scale at the doctor's office and it said "ouch." So it was. They were like, "Your heart's not good. You're fat. Your anxiety's pretty crazy." And is anybody shocked?
Nope.
No. So.
They followed it up with your graying and ugly as well.
Yes.
I didn't feel like that was a medical opinion, but
no,
you know.
No, but we're turning things around, trying to prolong the old life of the old bee over here.
Did he describe your daily diet as the last need that you needed? That's what I want to.
Burgers.
What did you have?
Last need I needed.
So, Brian, what did you have for lunch yesterday? 4 cheeseburgers and 2 large fries. Okay, I'm gonna say that's the last need that you needed.
Yeah, that third Whopper was the last need that you needed. Will Stanley said in the comments, come see him, he can get you right. He's actually 100% right.
Yeah.
He's a personal trainer.
That's my
and he's a damn good friend of mine, too.
What's up, Will?
And a wonderful human, and a Florida State fan.
Oh.
All of the things.
Nice. Very nice.
And he's in immaculate shape.
The
only bad thing is that you would stand beside Will and immediately your blood pressure would go up 50 points.
I feel like
that's what I'm supposed to look like? Oh
yeah.
Shit. I'm further behind than I thought I was.
I feel like we might need to take Will on as the personal trainer of the Sportsocracy. Just
100%.
I
want to see all of our fat asses go into Will's gym and just be like, just start the clock, and at 4 minutes, we're all legally dead.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Like the defibrillator's been brought out.
Yeah,
Brian actually melted for some reason.
The doctor said, "No, I want you to exercise, but I need you to take it a little easy on the exercise. I don't want you to just go like all out." You know?
And Tommy's still on a door frame somewhere doing pull-ups.
Yeah,
like, 1, hoorah, 2, hoorah.
Yeah.
And we're all dead.
my question for Will is, when are the smoke breaks? When in the workout do we get to take the smoke break? That's the question. Let's get into the NFL. I'm calling this pre-camp power rankings because, it's like every other sports show you've ever seen. This will be the first of 18 of these that we do over the next couple of months. So the power rankings begin. We'll start out with Brian's power rankings. The full 32. We'll flash it up on the screen here for you. And okay, he's got the Buffalo Bills. They are your eventual Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, I have them winning the Super Bowl, so I felt like I should probably put them at number 1.
That's a good idea.
Although
I did not do that.
I know you didn't.
And my top 14 are my playoff teams, and I look back on it, and now I'm looking at it and saying, wow, I probably should have switched a couple of these. But here's my thinking. Buffalo, I think, is going to win the Super Bowl this year. They're I don't say they're improved, but they improved a little bit on their pass rushing, which I think was a big thing for them. I look at the Chiefs, and they're obviously going to be up there. Tampa Bay bringing all 22 starters back and 37 of the top, snap earners on each side of the ball.
Yep.
I look at this Washington football team this year, and I just think there's something special going on there. I think their defense is crazy good, and I think that we're going to see a tamed down Ryan Fitzpatrick because he finally has some weapons around him that I don't think he needs to do too much like he's had to everywhere he's been. He's always been on shitty teams. So he's had to do way more than he's wanted to. I guess you can call me a little bit of a homer because I do have the New York Giants in the top 20.
I just realized you have the Washington football team at 4.
Yeah. I have them in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like you did that wrong.
No, well,
I have them in the NFC Championship game, and I thought I was drunk.
Yeah.
And I've got them at like 11.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of these two are based on what I looked at. I looked on what I had them winning, how many games I had them winning. I'm sorry, that didn't come out right. So it kind of went in reverse order after that. After my 14 playoff teams, going from that direction. The team might be better, but their schedules are a little bit tougher. You know what I mean? So these can be a little bit construed in different ways. I obviously think Houston's the worst team in the league. I think Philadelphia's the next worst team in the league. Detroit and Jacksonville could have swapped there at the bin, and then Cincinnati, who our fans just, absolutely love us there.
Oh, yeah.
All 5 of us have the same bottom 5
I'm not
teams.
very high on the Las Vegas Raiders. I've said it a bunch of times, but I do have them at 25. It's not like they're that low.
25 is pretty low in a league with only 32 teams.
Yeah. The one team that I really, really like, and I can't really believe that I have them out of the playoffs, it's just kind of the way they fell out, is the Go Chargers, go! I'm the number one fan of the Los Angeles Chargers going into the season, even though I don't have them in the playoffs.
I want to set up a meeting with you and Arnold just to get those two things done back and forth.
Yeah, we got it. Definitely. I guess the one thing about this that made me want to, choke on a shotgun was that I had Dallas in the playoffs. And
he does have Dallas in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He has Washington in the Super Bowl. That's an aggressive strategy, Kyle.
Dallas in the playoffs. I have the Giants going 9-8.
Yeah.
So
hashtag no homer.
Listen here. I got to say something. As much as I, lambasted Gettleman for the draft pick of Kadarius Toney, we did pretty well after that. This is a much improved defense. We're a team that went 5-3 in the last 8. If this is all predicated because I think that Daniel Jones can take the next step. If he doesn't turn the ball over and Saquon stays healthy and the rest of his team melds together because we have tons of weapons now, I just feel like we're going to have, especially, Kelvin Benjamin is going to be our new tight end. Fucking fat. If anybody did not see the post that we put out yesterday of Anthony Anderson in the dreadlocks looking like Kelvin Benjamin, it is about as classic as it could possibly be.
If you didn't see the other post of the winning percentages of teams in the last 25 years in the playoffs, the Cincinnati Bengals have as many playoff wins as we do.
Yeah, exactly. We're a better franchise. But I would say most importantly, I just think this is Buffalo's year, and I think Washington's going to make some noise. And I guess what I ask of you guys is just hammer me on whatever you think that I had there. Talk to me. What are you going to get me on?
You're too high on the Giants.
Yeah.
Other than that, I kind of look at the NFC and go, you're pretty accurate on that. I think you're too high on the Dolphins. And you're too low on the Ravens. I think you're too low on the Browns. Hell, I think you're too low on the whole AFC North, if I'm being really honest.
Yeah.
Minus the Bengals. You're too high on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to know where those wins should come from? Just take them from Cincinnati and Bernie Sanders them through the division, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Just give one to everybody, and we're fine. Yeah, you just Bernie Sanders that shit through the division, we'll be just fine.
Yeah, I think you're too low on the Browns. I think you're too low on the Ravens. Those win totals, anyway.
Well, I do have the Browns winning a playoff game. It's not like I have.
I mean,
like,
as
long as the schedule just looked different to me. I guess when we were, and again, these are snapshots looking at the games and just picking the games, how we came up with the records.
Right.
I think a lot of these things can change, But again, yeah, I see the AFC North and the NFC West are definitely the best divisions in football, I believe. The only thing is that Cincinnati's just so bad, but I think the other teams, Pittsburgh is one team that is not in my playoffs. I think they can make the playoffs, and so are the Chargers. I think in the NFC, it's pretty much the way it goes. You could swap out Dallas with maybe Minnesota or Carolina. I'm not sure. I got them higher up on my rankings than I thought I would for Minnesota for sure. Mm-hmm. But let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Stephen Tao says, "Stop it with the Browns." No, I can't stop it with the Browns. The Browns have one of the most complete teams in the NFL right now.
If the Browns had damn near any other quarterback in the NFL, they'd be the Super Bowl favorite.
No doubt.
That roster is ridiculous from top to bottom. Mm-hmm. Jonathan Welch said, "Stop it with the 49ers." You're going to have to explain to me why.
Yeah.
They were demolished by injuries last year. Mm-hmm. That team's still really good.
Yeah.
And I understand, and I'm with you. I think they're going to take there were a few teams, because we did this yesterday on the ESPN show too, in the last hour, and there were a few teams that I always try to look at mine and go, who could I be too high on, too low on? Right. Where could I be wrong? Mm-hmm. I just need you to remember I was the guy last year that was telling you the Patriots fall off was coming.
Yeah.
And before you give me the Cam Newton thing, they're the same team this year.
Yeah.
By the way, did you notice they signed Brian Hoyer?
I did.
Cam Newton's probably not going to be on that roster.
Weird how now we've got Brian Hoyer and Jared Stidham and Mac Jones and Cam Newton. Mm-hmm.
Which one of these don't belong with the other one?
Exactly. We got three quarterbacks that all do the same thing. And then we have a quarterback that does completely the opposite of what every other quarterback on the team does.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. Evan Doyle, welcome to the comments. He says, as a Bengals fan, it is amusing to watch the Bengals subreddit go apeshit over your comments.
Evan Doyle, please tag me in that. Yeah. I will 100% just come troll.
Welcome to the show.
I love reasonable fans.
Yeah.
I don't care what team you pull for. I do not give a shit. I'm a Jets fan. I understand what it's like to suck, and I'm going to level. Since Evan Doyle made it this far, I'm going to talk directly to him because he seems to be a rational Bengals fan.
Yeah.
I want you to be good. You have been bad the way my team has. We're like a big group of sad people. Yeah. I want you to be good. However, when Bengals fans constantly tell me we're going to win 10 games, how in the fuck are you going to win 10 games? Like, rational is wonderful. I love that. I love fandom. I love fans. More than anything on this planet, I love fans. But good Lord, don't call me a homer and then tell me you're going to win 10 games.
Yeah.
I'm the most rational sitting at this table on my own team.
I believe so.
I realized this yesterday. I have the Bengals higher than anybody sitting at this team. Mm-hmm. I have the Jets lower than anybody sitting at this table. Yep. And I have the Saints and the Patriots both higher than anybody. So I think I'm pretty reasonable. And I get called a lot of ugly names, and I go home and cry about it.
Oh, no. No, you don't. You don't feel a thing.
I have a hot wife, a big house, and I talk about sports for a living. I promise you there's nothing you can say on the interwebs that's going to make me go home and cry.
Yeah, things are okay.
I'm a freaking comedian. Trust me, I've said some mean shit about people and had mean shit said about me.
Yeah.
I am hard to offend.
I think the one biggest place that you missed in your power rankings here, Brian, was the Washington football team at 4. That is way too high.
I have them going to the Super Bowl.
I don't
When you have a team going to the Super Bowl, you should have them in your top 5. So if your reasoning can be that you don't think the Washington football team is going to be that good,
absolutely
understand that. But when you're picking power rankings and you have a team in the Super Bowl, it's probably safe to say you're going to have them in the top 5. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Well, I mean, you went too far with the playoff prediction, and you've got them too high in the power rankings.
I don't think so.
Who does he have too high?
The Washington football team.
I don't think
you have them too high. They're too high. I think they get a really good draw in the playoffs that gets them to where they get. I don't think they're that good. I think the defense is good, but I think we're overrating that defense. Mm-hmm. Because you're looking at the 5 pass rushers, the 5 D linemen, and going, that's otherworldly. I heard you say something about the 2000 Ravens the other day. You're drunk. Like, you're me at 11:54 on a Saturday night drunk. You are, where are my keys? Did I bring my car? Where do I live? Is this world real?
Did they or did they not improve on a defense from last year in the offseason?
Me?
What did
they add? What did they add?
Ronald Darby? Defense? Are you jumping up and down about Ronald Darby?
I think they improved.
Jamin Davis? William Jackson?
Yeah.
and that's all fine.
I think the Jackson signing was huge.
Yep, William Jackson.
And I like William Jackson, but if you remember what I said about him is he's a 2 that's going to get paid like a 1.
I know.
And that's how I feel about him, 100%.
I just feel this team was damn near beat the Super Bowl champions with Tyler Heineken as their quarterback.
Heineke.
It's to Heineken. It's not Heineken.
Oh, you're doing my thing where you fuck up the last name on purpose? Sweet.
Yes, it's Heineken.
Jared Goff.
So I just think that I really honestly believe that Ryan Fitzpatrick realizes who he can be this year. He sees the weapons around them. He doesn't need to be, because the defense is so good, he doesn't need to take risks, and he's a pretty accurate thrower. And Antonio Gibson is really, really good out of the backfield. I think they have a strong line. They just have a really, really, really good team, and that's what I'm going with.
Mm-hmm. You know what Ryan Fitzpatrick can be this year?
What's that?
A 38-year-old quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean,
you just won the Super Bowl with a 43-year-old quarterback. Shut up.
If you were trying to put Tom Brady and Ryan Fitzpatrick in the same fucking...
My brain pressed against my skull, and you went the age thing. Your quarterback is 6 years away from AARP.
And he's superhuman. Yes.
No, he's not. No, he's not. There's a reason I love Batman and I hate Superman. It's because Batman could actually happen and Superman can't.
Yep.
So stop with that superhuman bullshit. Mm-hmm. I understand that he hangs upside down like a bat and has a coffin that he sleeps in at night and all that other bullshit. Yep. I don't care. The age is still going to catch up to him, too.
Oh, of course it will. Of course the age will catch up to him at some point. But, I mean... Can we not be honest with each other here?
Oh, poor Patrick Holt popped in late and we're talking about his team.
Yeah. Patrick, let him know that Washington's going to be really good this year.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying you've got them at 4.
Yes. Right. They're going to go to the Super Bowl. So I have them in my top 5. If I pick a team. Yellow button.
You got to turn it up first.
Yeah, that one.
There you go.
Nah.
Jeez.
Nah.
I'm catching hell, Patrick. I need you to save me here, brother.
Not going to happen.
Listen,
I thought I was drunk high on Washington.
I did too.
And when I put in his power rankings, I didn't even notice he had Washington at 4.
Yeah.
I went full Ron Burgundy. I dictate whatever you put on paper.
Right.
I just type it. He could have put the Kansas City butt pigeons, and I would have just gone, whoa.
And that's the best way to do it. We wouldn't have the talking point if you had changed it or warned him that this was coming.
And here's the thing. Patrick Holt said they won't go to the Super Bowl, but they'll hit double-digit wins and make a playoff and have a playoff win.
Bingo.
Agree with you wholeheartedly.
Absolutely.
Having them at 4 ahead of the Green Bay Packers is insane to me.
We'll revisit this in February.
He's going Bengals on me. He's going Bengals fan.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be here to talk shit.
I'm gonna come back and talk shit.
No, I'm not. I mean, we're just gonna be here. I'm just saying we will review our picks and you can land base me in February.
Yeah, that's why we're doing graphics now.
Yeah,
so I don't have to go back like I'm listening for like I'm doing a wiretap sitting outside of somebody's house trying to figure out what we picked.
Right.
You have to learn year over year, and graphics help.
Yeah. No, to me, if you're trying to put Ryan Fitzpatrick in the same class as Tom Brady,
I'm not putting him in the same class as Tom Brady. You just mentioned that he was a 38-year-old quarterback.
Yes.
That's all I said.
Yeah, he's a 38-year-old.
You have a guy who won the Super Bowl at 43. 5 years younger.
He has a point. You can't go ages thing when your Super Bowl winning quarterback's 5 years older.
You can say Ryan Fitzpatrick isn't that good of a quarterback.
He's not fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You make it out like he got bit by a radioactive spider, and that's why all of a sudden he's going to live to be 743 years old. That's not true. Like, that's disingenuous bullshit. If you want to go the age thing, just understand that's why you got it fired right back at you. Mm-hmm. Now, if you want to go, he's a mediocre 38-year-old quarterback.
Now, we can say that. Listen, I just think we're going to see big things from him this year.
And I would agree.
And if not, I honestly believe, and if he gets hurt, or like people have mentioned in the comments, he hasn't made it through a whole year or whatever, I honestly believe in Tyler Heineken. He played pretty damn well in that playoff game. He's got skills. He showed he could be a quarterback in this league.
Yes.
I'm not saying he can be a Pro Bowl starting quarterback. I don't think Washington needs a Pro Bowl starting quarterback. I think that's why I'm comparing them to the Ravens and them of the past that had great defenses and Trent Dilfer at quarterback.
But to the point that was made in the comments, the last time he made it through an entire season or played every game in an entire season was 2015. He's only done it 3 times.
He could have played the whole entire season last year. He was
not the starter.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
been a lot of that.
You got to tell me if he was injured before when he was starting the season. There's not that. So you're trying to use things against me that aren't true.
That's basically what you just said is that I wouldn't have given it my all with Eva Longoria for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
No, I 100% would have. I was not invited. Well, we were.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're wrong, but it's okay.
Whether I would have given it my all, I would have given it my all.
I'm sure you would have. I'm sure you would have given it your all, and she would have cried the entire time.
I just like him because he looks like me, but I have glasses. I mean, I'm all in, dude. I would totally do the sunglasses Fitzpatrick look from the
right
with the gold
with
chain
the big gold
and the
chain. Yep.
All in.
No, I think Washington's going to be good this year. There's no doubt about that. I got them. What I have 12 wins in my
Oh, let's play this game.
In my rankings.
Patow!
Nice.
Tanks rankings.
There we go. Who's shocked?
You have Washington at 14.
14.
I do have them at 14.
You're doing it wrong.
I do have them at 14.
You're doing it wrong.
God, you haven't mind the Dolphins and the Go Chargers Go.
What NFC team do I have ranked ahead of the Washington football team that I shouldn't?
We have the Arizona Cardinals twice.
Did you not change it?
No, I didn't. You know why? Because I wanted to be like, hey, Tank put Arizona in twice. And because it was 8 o'clock in the morning and I forgot. Seattle's supposed to be at 16.
Yeah, Seattle's supposed to be at 16.
Who are they in front of that they shouldn't, or who are they behind they shouldn't be?
Yeah.
In the NFC?
But this is Power Rankings. It's not AFC, NFC. They are better than the Dolphins. They're better than the Titans. They're better than the Colts. They're better than the Ravens.
They're not better than the Ravens. You're drunk or shit on 2 of those. Yeah. They're better than the Chargers, though. Their ceiling may not be as high, but they're better than the Chargers.
Yeah, their ceiling's not as high for me. But the Chargers are the one team that I looked at and I went, yeah, that doesn't feel exactly right. But I'm going by the upside. I think there's massive upside to the Los Angeles Chargers, and that's why I have them ranked at 11 in these.
Go Chargers, go!
And just because I wanted to hear you do that for the 700th time.
Oh, it's going to happen so many times this season, dude. You're going to love me by the end of the time.
We all 5 are a consensus on who the worst teams, or we all are a consensus on who the 5 worst teams in the NFL are. We all have the same teams ranked from 28 to 32.
Yes.
I am very low on the New England Patriots. I don't believe in Cam Newton. I don't believe in Bill Belichick. Mm-hmm. I don't care that they've added 2 tight ends that I kind of believe in. I don't think it's going to translate to wins.
I don't care who's the quarterback. They're not going to be a 9-10 win team. I just don't see it.
No. There's no way to me. Part of me feels like I'm a little too low on the Minnesota Vikings. I got them at 20, but I feel like I should have them a little higher.
You're too high on the Giants.
Too high on the Giants?
Yeah, that's too high.
I think you're pretty good on the Giants.
19's too high.
Here's something that I learned while
you're
doing
too high on
this.
Seattle, too, at 16.
Doing
this
exercise, I also learned that a lot of people out there believe that the Saints are a top 10 team.
Which is
Pro Football Focus has them as the 7th most on their power rankings at 7.
Which is
they're wrong.
dumb
I don't
to me.
I don't understand it. Can someone explain to me very slowly how the New Orleans Saints are going to be good this year?
They're thinking that the team is going to be fine. They lost Trey Hendrickson on the defensive side of the ball. I think that was the biggest guy that they lost on the defense. And their defense was, a top 5, top 10 defense last year. It was very underrated. So they're thinking that Jameis Winston can come in and keep this team relevant with the pieces that they still have. I don't agree with it.
I just have to state this for the record.
Yep.
You and Tampa Bay. There he is. And there's Tank. Just dog.
Hey, I'll do it.
Donut.
Why not? Why not? Everybody else has them high in the thing. Why would you expect I wouldn't have them number 1 as the defending Super Bowl champions?
The reigning and defending Super Bowl champions.
Thank you. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're my number 1. I got the Rams at 2. I think it's going to be a tight race between those two at the top of the NFC. Kansas City, Buffalo, and Cleveland are all right there together for me in the top 5. The Cleveland Browns, I think, have a very high ceiling. However, I don't believe in Baker Mayfield, so I think they will fall just short of the Super Bowl and the AFC Championship game. I've got them losing in the second round of the playoffs to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Who I think can take that next step. I'm just curious about Kansas City. The only reason that I put Buffalo in my Super Bowl for my preseason predictions here is because I didn't want to just put the Kansas City Chiefs in there, because something's got to change.
Statistics are going to show that you're not going to see two teams go right back to the Super Bowl year after year. I mean, I think it's only happened once, right?
Yeah.
Or twice. I mean, if you go all the way back to the first Super Bowl, I think Kansas City and Green Bay played twice, right? And then you had Dallas and Buffalo play twice. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the only time in history.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but history's not on your side if that's what you're doing. But
and that's fine. But this is, unlike the last time we won a Super Bowl, we actually have a team that can do it again. So to me, I would be untrue to myself.
Keep talking. Just keep talking.
I would be untrue to myself if I did not have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at number 1 in this power ranking.
Let's keep talking.
oh my God, this is the greatest.
I don't know how you're doing that without your lips moving, but it's
Yeah.
It's one of my many talents.
that's fine. We'll just keep going. No big deal.
Oh my God, this is awesome.
Do you know how happy I am that you sit in the middle, and that makes it so much easier for me to put things directly over your
Nice.
face?
Can you say in the Homer voice, alcohol, the answer to, and
I can't do a Homer voice.
the
no.
problem of all of our life's problems there?
I never could do a Homer Simpson.
I can't do a Homer Simpson voice.
I never could do a Homer Simpson voice.
Yeah. I can do Barney, uh-oh, my heart stopped. There it goes. When he's sitting there just chugging beer from the goddamn thing.
It still baffles me how low you were, Brian, on the Baltimore Ravens.
How low I was?
Yes.
I had them in my top 14.
Again,
I have the Baltimore Ravens at 8 or 9. I'm sorry. That's too
did
low.
you have them at 9?
Yes,
Oh,
I had
okay.
them at 9.
All right.
I just feel they're
Oh, it was the wins. It was the wins that I saw.
The back half
yeah.
of their schedule is freaking brutal.
Yeah.
It's seriously insanely brutal.
Right.
And so again, when I'm looking at my power rankings, I'm also taking into perspective that their schedule. Some of these teams are probably better than others, but their schedule and I just doesn't work with them. Mm-hmm. That's how I did it.
Yep.
And you can put it on the board.
Kevin Vick hates the Dallas Cowboys just with a freaking passion. Why? I need this explained to me. What is it about the Dallas? Is it because they get pumped up every year and they don't deliver? Mm-hmm. Is that just where this is? Eventually, it's going to happen. Eventually, they're going to pay off. They are too talented of a team not to pay this off eventually. And with Dak Prescott and those offensive weapons that they have, they're going to be able to beat teams sideways. With an improved defense this year and an actual defensive scheme that fits the way that team was built, I think it's going to be a lot better.
It's just you don't see. It's hard for me to see a team making that drastic of a turn defensively from the historically bad.
We got to understand that it's a complete scheme overhaul. Mike Nolan tried to force something that wasn't there.
Yeah.
It wasn't a 3-4 team.
No.
So, this is a 4-3 base team, and they're going to do more of that this year. I think it's going to be a massive upheaval. And just let's be really honest. This division's still not good. You can call it improved all you want. It's still not good. The Eagles still are one of the 3 worst teams in the NFL, no matter who you are or how big of a homer you are.
That's 2 guaranteed wins.
Yeah.
And they'll probably beat
they'll beat the Giants twice. They'll beat the Giants twice.
Yeah, they'll beat you twice.
I think
at worst, you're going to split. So that's 3-1 in the division.
Right.
They've got a bunch of other winnable games on that schedule. That's the reason.
Yeah.
And I understand being tired, having the fatigue with the Cowboys. Hell, I thought they were going to be in the Super Bowl before the year last year.
Yeah.
And then, the defense was a disaster, and Dak got hurt. Mm-hmm. So I think they're going to be better. I am not as high on the Dallas Cowboys as the two of you are. Mm-hmm. And here are My power rankings.
Your power rankings. Oh.
I have Kansas City at 1, Buffalo at 2, Tampa at 3, Green Bay 4, Los Angeles at 5. That's the 5 teams that can win a Super Bowl. And then there's a drop-off to the Browns, Ravens, 49ers, Colts, Cardinals, Washington football team at 11. I think 11 makes a hell of a lot more sense than – I think one of you is too low at 14 and one of you is too high at 4.
Yeah.
I think 11 makes a little bit more sense because I think they're clearly better than the Dolphins. I think they're better than the Titans. And the Cowboys are just one of those right on the backside of the playoffs. I actually do not have them in the playoffs. So I've said this multiple times. There are 9 teams that can make the playoffs in the AFC. There are 9 teams in the NFC that can make the playoffs.
So
That's it.
Who did you have in the playoffs other than other than the Cowboys then?
I'll go ahead and flash that up.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I was wrong. I do have the Cowboys in the playoffs. I mean, and let's be honest.
Them winning 11 games.
Yeah, and let's be honest. All right, let's say that another team's going to make the playoffs. Who is it?
That's.
The Panthers' schedule's ugly in one part that keeps them from being.
I mean, I feel like
I don't think it would be the Seahawks. The next closest team to them is the Vikings.
Yeah, and I mean, you talked a lot about how Keelan Mond might be the starting quarterback week 1. That might.
I don't think it would be week 1, but I could see him starting games this year.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a path that he does it.
Absolutely.
There's a path he goes full. Russell Wilson comes in and goes. Everybody goes, well.
I was very high on him coming out of the draft.
Jonathan Welch said Green Bay drops out of the top 20 without Aaron. You're right.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We can keep talking about the Aaron Rodgers thing until we are blue in the face. It is not going to make it a reality.
I was for a while there for a good solid 2 weeks. I was like, Aaron Rodgers isn't playing football.
It's not going to happen.
And
he's playing football.
He's
playing football, and it's happening in Green Bay.
Yeah, he's not going to give up his. He's not going to give up one of his years in his prime when he's chasing a legacy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've come
They called
around
his
to
bluff.
it. I was, thinking with rose-colored glasses.
My wife just said I have the Saints so low. I don't even remember where I have
Flash
them.
them back up there.
I have the Saints at 21. I'm the highest of the 3 of us on the
Yep.
Saints.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Saints are bad. I had somebody in the comments of one of our YouTube videos say, well, Jameis Winston, if the LASIK fixes things. I'm not saying his eyes were ever great.
Yeah.
I'm saying his decision-making was the problem.
Yes.
And his decision-making was a problem with O.J. Howard, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
What do you think that's going to look like with Michael Thomas, Traquan Smith, and Adam Troutman?
Yeah. And Marquez Callaway. Yeah.
I mean, he's got
the wide
Kamara.
receiver on the list right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's to me, the Saints that's about where they fit
They're
in.
probably just going to.
I'll tell you who I was higher on than I thought I would be is the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah. I saw that. 17.
They're right on the backside of the playoffs.
And
They're
I
right
had
in
them
front of the
winning a
Vikings.
lot more games than I thought to. On my list, I had them winning 8 games, and we talked about
Here's
that.
the thing. Look at the left side. Look at the left side of my power rankings. You tell me the team that Seattle should be ahead of.
None of them.
For all of the shit that I've caught about how low I am on Seattle,
Yeah.
who on the left side of that screen should they be in front of?
Nobody. Absolutely nobody. They didn't do anything to improve their team at all.
Well,
At
that's
all.
what happens when you trade multiple, premier draft capital for a safety.
Yeah, they did
But I
absolutely
mean,
nothing.
but really, put on your lime green colored Seahawks glasses and tell me what team on the left side of that screen they're actually better than.
None.
I can't see anybody.
I don't either. And I'll be honest with you, this is exactly what I did when I was setting this.
I think that we all are.
Depending on
we all
how-
have the top 16 all the same. Did we all do that? Is there anybody that we had different?
I think I ended up with Seattle at the 16th spot.
He did.
in mine.
Okay.
He did.
I had Pittsburgh underneath them.
Adam Black said several on the right should be, he said it backwards. I thought he was disagreeing with me. And then I
No,
went,
he said several on the right should be ahead of them. The Minnesota Vikings could be ahead of them.
You could sell me on that. I'll be honest with you. You can sell me on that markedly faster than you can sell me on one of the left. Should be
I mean,
ahead.
there's no doubt
Or that
that
they should be ahead
there's
of
no
one
doubt that between those two, Seattle has the better quarterback, but Minnesota's got the better running game.
Welch is a Seahawks fan.
Are you disagreeing?
Yeah,
No, I think they're. I mean, I think Seahawks are a running team. I think they have a better. Minnesota has a better running back, but I don't know.
And
if
a
they're
better line.
running- Yeah,
And a better
Minnesota.
line.
Here's the thing about Minnesota, and just remember where you heard this from the first time.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Vikings are going to be markedly better than you think they are.
Yeah.
Because that offensive line is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
With Brian O'Neill on the right side, Darrisaw on the left, Wyatt Davis.
Oh, I
and,
forgot that they picked up Wyatt Davis.
Yeah.
You're going to have a really good line. That means pick Delvin Cook high.
yeah.
Fantasy football.
Ooh, you want to know how high?
Numero uno.
Number one.
1.
Wow.
Number freaking 1.
Yeah.
Jeremy's fantasy draft nugget brought to you by monkeyknifefight.com. Be sure to start your account at monkeyknifefight.com. Use promo code TANK. They'll match your initial deposit up to $50 and give you a $5 free play for any entry that day. Yeah. Promos. Learn from the best.
Yeah, promos are fun.
Promos are fun.
No, but I think Minnesota could be ahead of Seattle on that list. Flash that back up there again.
Ellie Minnow that way.
Let's see here. Not going to make the case for the Carolina Panthers.
And you could make that case.
You could make the case.
Adam Black just said Panthers, Patriots, Vikings, Raiders. I could see the path that they're all better than Seattle. I can see the path. I don't think that's going to happen because there's one thing that Seattle has that none of those four teams have. Russell Wilson. The quarterback matters that much. That's the reason they're there. Now, 3 weeks into the season, could every one of those teams be ahead of them? Absolutely.
Yep.
No doubt. Jonathan Welch asked me, in what world is Indianapolis ninth? This one.
Yeah.
You tell me what team behind them should be in front of them. I'll wait.
Listen, the Colts are stacked, and every one of us.
The hate on Carson Wentz has gotten dumb.
I think we all really agree that Carson Wentz is a lot better than what we've seen. I think that being with Frank Reich is going to change him a lot. This team is really, really good. Their offensive line is stacked. Their defense is really, really good. I wish they would have got another wide receiver. Only because you don't know what you're going to get out of Paris Campbell because he's been hurt ever since he got into the league.
Yeah, he's very fast.
He's really good. Zach Pascal is pretty decent, but I thought you could have maybe upgraded a position. I heard some rumors out there that Indy's maybe looking to, if Atlanta's still trying to trade off Julio Jones, they'd be interested, and I don't. They're not. That's what I said. Okay.
It's not even worth talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
The financials on it would make your head hurt.
Oh God.
They would basically. You remember that scene in The Dark Knight Rises where they have the big stack of money behind the Joker?
Yeah.
And he just sets it on fire.
Yeah.
That's what Atlanta would have to do to trade Julio Jones.
And again, that's why we have Jeremy around, because he understands that kind of stuff more than anybody else in the world.
They can get out of it in a year, but they can't get out of it right now. I mean, it's like $20 million.
So I mean, Indianapolis is really, really good team. I mean, this again, just think about this. They almost beat Buffalo in the playoffs with Phillip Rivers at quarterback. Carson Wentz right now is 10 times better than Phillip Rivers was last year.
I mean, I don't know about 10 times better, but I'd say he's a better option than an agent.
And I just
think
another year of a full year of Jonathan Taylor at running back is also something that people aren't thinking, because the first half of the year he didn't really touch the ball at all. I mean, he didn't touch the ball at all in the last 5 games of the season. He ran for 100 every single game.
I look at Indianapolis as a really high level version of Minnesota.
Yeah.
And the Carson Wentz thing, you know what? I'll just sit back and laugh when you're wrong.
Yeah.
I can't believe how ridiculous it's gotten with Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that make him out to be Andy freaking Dalton.
Oh, yeah.
The last full year he played in the NFL with a legitimate team around him, he should have been the MVP.
With Frank
Reich. He blew his knee out. And that was with Frank Reich. I wasn't even going to go down that path, but that's true too. And people make him out to be like Ryan Fitzpatrick's little brother.
Yeah.
And it's just insane to me. And here's the other thing. Name me the good defense in that division. I'll wait. They get 6 games against the Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Tennessee Titans. For as good as the Titans are, their defense is still not good.
Yep.
5-1 at worst.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 5-1 at worst in your own division.
I will not be shocked. As a matter of fact, I will be shocked if this doesn't happen. Carson Wentz comeback player of the year.
Yeah. I could definitely see a path to that. I
think
it's really funny because there's a lot of things. I love how you say it, because the hate for certain players has gone too far that you're finding yourself actually defending them when you have you've never really lambasted anybody, but you just talked about deficiencies. But we got guys like Lamar Jackson and all these guys that you talk bad about, and you're starting to come back around on them because people are going way too far over on the other side of the hate for them.
Well, because that's what we as fans do. We see something that we don't like, and we just dismiss it offhand of going, that's bad. I make the determination of good or bad, and then I cast it off to the bad, and then I only focus on the things that are going to make that guy look bad. That's what people have been doing with Lamar Jackson. It's what people have been doing with, I'll throw Jared Goff in there, with Carson Wentz. Cam Newton, I'll throw him in there as well. Granted, I agree with that take. And you're well grounded in your criticism of Cam Newton. But I think the criticism is warranted for a lot of players. Carson Wentz on one, he's a little bit of a different character for me. Because, yes, he has had trouble, holding on to the football, throwing interceptions, running for his life behind a god-awful offensive line. See, these are some things that I don't necessarily blame on Carson Wentz.
He had no wide receivers that could, break away.
Oh, it was a joke.
No, he had no weapons.
They couldn't get any space.
Right.
So he was trying to force balls into holes that weren't there. I mean, Greg Ward is your top wide receiver. I mean, Christ almighty, Fulgham or whatever the hell that guy name was.
Travis Fulgham.
Was dropped by the Lions.
Right.
This guy was dropped by the Lions, and he was starting on your wide receiver. Yeah. And he still made him look good enough to where he had 3 or 4 games where he got over 100 yards.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
He's never had legitimate talent around him since that Super Bowl run.
No.
In the comments, let's see. Adam Black asked, who would be your long shot for the Super Bowl that no one's talking about? He said, clearly Brian's is Washington.
Yeah.
You want to take a stab at what Washington is right now to win the Super Bowl?
The odds?
Is it a big long shot? I never get these things right.
They are.
You should go put $100 on this right now.
They are plus 4,000.
You're too low.
5,000?
You're still too low.
7,500.
6,600.
Wow.
Would you care to take a guess how many teams are behind the Washington football team right now? This
9.
blows my mind. It's less than that.
Wow.
It's 8. They're the 9th biggest long shot in the NFL to win the Super Bowl.
Insane.
What?
They're behind the Minnesota Vikings. Well, they're tied with the Vikings and the Raiders. They're behind the Steelers, Panthers, Titans, Bears, Saints, Seahawks, Patriots, Dolphins, Chargers, Arizona Cardinals. They're behind every team I just said, plus all the ones that make sense. Asking me long shot to win the Super Bowl
and
that no one's talking about.
Comments.
The Browns are at plus 1,600, that's too damn high to me.
Your NFC.
You want a fun one that's way too low? What are the Denver Broncos?
What?
This will blow your mind.
The Denver Broncos' chances to win or the odds to win the Super Bowl. Oh, goodness. Plus 10,000.
You're way too high. There's
it shouldn't be.
There are 2 teams in the NFL that are 4. Bengals, Jaguars, Lions, Texans are the only ones that are plus 10,000 or higher.
Okay.
Keep going.
So plus 8,000?
Still too high.
Plus 7,000?
Still too high.
Plus 6,000?
Still too high.
What? They have the
Keep going. You're not even close.
4,000?
Still too high.
3,000?
Too high.
2,000?
What?
The Denver Broncos, as of right now, are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're the 9th most likely team in the NFL to win the Super Bowl.
Just on the outside.
So if you want to know why, and we had a lot of this of, you think you're smarter than Vegas. I want you to think about what I just said. As of right now, this is from Vegas Insider, updated this morning. The Denver Broncos consensus is the 9th most likely in the NFL. They're tied with the Colts. They're 1 spot ahead of the Cowboys.
Is that because the money's going towards the Broncos?
Probably.
People are thinking...
that probably means somebody threw a big bet on it that skewed it. That's the only thing I can figure, because they were not that high.
Yeah.
So that's dumb. They're dumb to dumb to dumb. Oh, yeah, Stephen Tao. They're thinking they're going to get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
that's the thought. They're hedging their bets on the Aaron Rodgers thing.
Because if they get Aaron Rodgers,
that's still too high. It's still too high.
At plus 2,000.
It's still too high with Aaron Rodgers. Still too high. You have you've got like 5 players on this team that have ever played in a playoff game.
Yeah.
I'll pass.
They will take the place of the Green Bay Packers in my power rankings if that happens.
Well, it's not going to happen.
So
if a bullfrog had wings, he wouldn't bump his ass on the ground.
I'm just trying to make sense of why you have 2 teams here. You got the Washington football team, who we all believe is a good team. Brian Lee believes they're a better team than than the average Bear.
Yes, I do.
But you've got the Washington football team at what was it, plus 6,600?
Yeah.
6,600.
And you have Denver.
And then you have the Denver Broncos.
The 4 teams directly behind Washington are the Atlanta Falcons, the 2 New York teams, and the Eagles.
They're doing
That's the 4 teams directly behind the Washington football team. You want me to tell you the team that you should go put a 50 spot on? It's Washington.
Yeah.
Not because I think they could legitimately win a Super Bowl, but because that line is stupidly off. I mean, stupidly off. And if you want to bet on Denver, you can 100% send your cash donations to the Sportsocracy. Or I'll give you another piece of advice. You can convert your money into nickels, and you can flush them down your toilet. And every once in a while, the toilet will back up, and you'll feel like a winner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's as likely as the Denver Broncos at 20-1.
What are the Cardinals? Your
Arizona, my
NFC.
plus 3,000.
That's probably about right.
First time quarterback in playoffs. I'm
probably
right.
Yeah.
The long shot. I still got to answer the question that I was asked.
Yes.
Which is
the long shot to win the Super Bowl that nobody's talking about. I don't have a good answer for that because I don't see somebody outside of the top 10.
There's one that's way too low. I mean, Washington would be my answer because that number's too high, but there's another one that's too low. It's Tennessee Titans. What do you think the Titans are at?
Plus 5.
1,000?
Yeah.
Good God. That's where the Steelers and Panthers are. That's way too high. They're plus 4,000.
Okay.
Plus 4,000 is really high. Like they're more of a long shot than the Bears, Saints, and Seahawks and Patriots. That's stupid. Dumb.
Here's a question.
If I was just throwing 250s at it, I'd have 50 on the Titans, I'd have 50 on the Washington football team.
Right.
And then I'd throw a hundo on the Indianapolis Colts at plus 2,000.
Adam Black said, look how high the Bears are.
Dumb. I was getting there. I've been staring at that Bears number like, what in the fuck are you talking about?
Is
Plus 3,500.
Oh, my God.
They're double as likely to win the Super Bowl as the Washington football team.
Think
about what I just said. That's ridiculous.
With what?
No clue.
That's my question. With what? With Allen
here's
Robinson
what you have
and
to remember.
David Montgomery?
Here's what you have to remember. And I cannot emphasize this enough, and frankly, I kind of want to do a video on this because I've had so many people say this in the comments that it just tells me you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, Vegas thinks we're going to have 6.5 wins. No, that's not what your line means. A line is not what Vegas thinks is going to happen. A line is what Vegas thinks will put half of the money on one side and half of the money on the other side because they're trying to mitigate the risk. Vegas knows they can survive off the vigorish. So if they have 50% on each side, they never take huge hits. I'm telling you right now, if you're looking at somebody pull up a win-loss total.
A win-loss
total. Arizona. Yeah, Adam Black said Arizona's plus 3,000. They are. Somebody pull up futures on over/under on wins in the NFL season. I want to make an example out of this because I literally have been told this probably 50 times in YouTube comments. Just give me a team that's stupid to you. The Bengals are plus 6.5, just so you know. That's their line is 6.5.
All right, over/under total wins.
Vegas, I promise you, does not think Cincinnati's going to win 6.5 games.
I mean, there's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams.
Oh, my God.
Give me one that's goofy.
They have
The
Seattle
Broncos.
Seahawks at 9.5 wins.
The Seahawks are at 9.5 wins. Okay, here's the thing. You're gonna the Seahawks are a perfect excuse for this because there's a recency bias. There's people that are going to bet high on Russell Wilson. They don't think they're going to win 9 games. They don't. They know half of the money would come in over 9.5 because the diehard Seahawks fans are going to look at it and go, we'll win 10 games just because Russell Wilson's the quarterback. And then the rest of us are going to bet the shit out of the under. They're going to hit probably 7 and 10, 8 and 9. That's what a line is. It's not Vegas telling you what they think. Now, at least not on a futures bet. Now, if you get a game bet, the Hornets and the Pacers tonight.
Yeah.
And the Hornets are plus 2.5. That's Vegas saying we think they're going to lose this game by 2 or 3 points.
Yeah.
That part is relevant. Futures don't work that way.
Yeah.
The Broncos.
And they're skewed aggressively.
The Broncos are over/under 9.
I'm looking at 7.5 here for the Broncos.
Well, it's probably a different book that you're looking at.
I'm looking at the Vegas Insider.
Wait, what was the number you just said?
9. Over/under
Denver?
wins for the Broncos.
Yeah, that's hedging your bets. They're hedging against Aaron Rodgers winding up there because they don't want to take that off the board. And they know at 9, they're not winning 9 games with Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater. So they know if Aaron Rodgers doesn't go there and people bet the over on the 9, it's free money.
Yeah.
Are they allowing futures bets for the Packers yet?
Not as of the last time I looked.
Okay.
I have not seen a number on
I mean,
Green
they
Bay.
have them here on Vegas Insider.
What's the Stephen Tao asked, what's the Dolphins?
The Dolphins are on Vegas
9.
Insider at 9.
And, okay, so think about this. They have the Denver Broncos and the Miami Dolphins at the same number. So you really think that's Vegas trying to tell you they think those are equivalent teams?
Yeah.
No, it's where they think their fans will bet.
It's where they think the handle on each side will be 50-50. Because the VIG is enough to pay Vegas. If everything goes sideways and all they make is the vigorous off the inside track on every one of these bets, they can pay the bills. That's how Vegas works. They don't want 70% of the money to be on one side. If Alexander's in the comments, he might be sleeping. Apparently, the little man started sleeping, so sometimes he catches us on the replay. But he can explain this too because he works in a book. They don't want to see tremendous amounts of money on the other side.
Yeah.
Because then they get hemorrhaged if they're wrong.
Yeah.
That felt good. Just to explain that. Just only so I didn't have to respond that in comments 200 times.
Going back to here's something I wanted to talk about, and it's something that's been going on in my mind lately. The Tennessee Titans. What have they done to improve from last year other than maybe a few pieces on defense? They're losing Arthur Smith. Their only 2 wide receivers are A.J. Brown and Josh Reynolds. And Josh Reynolds has been the 4 or 5 in Los Angeles for years. I'm starting to turn on my own thoughts about how good Tennessee could be. And I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on what you guys think about that.
You asked, they signed Bud Dupree, who's an actual pass rusher. I think he's an overrated pass rusher.
Yep.
And they added Caleb Farley and Janoris Jenkins to the secondary.
Okay.
So people think they're going to have a little bit better pass rush. They think the backside of the secondary is going to be better. And they're going to be able to legitimately stop somebody.
Right.
And they know they're going to run the ball down your damn throat.
Okay.
So, and the hope is that it's between Des Fitzpatrick, Nick Westbrook, Cameron Batson, that they've got somebody that's fast enough to beat you over the top so you can't just stick 8 guys in the box against Derrick Henry. That's the thought. Plus, the division sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
You got two.
They're 5-1 at best. Same thing with Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So you look at that. I guess I just was looking at it the other day after we were talking about it. For some reason, I thought they addressed the wide receiver room.
They did not.
And they did not. I mean, I like Josh Reynolds. I think he'll have a good year. Is he Corey Davis? Not even close. But, and maybe I like Josh Reynolds just because I have him kind of sitting on my dynasty bench that I've had for a couple years.
Yes. The fantasy football eye comes to fruition.
Maybe that's
it. The Tennessee Titans are just a team that I have underrated for the last 2 years, and I'm not going to do it again. That's basically where I was at with my power rankings. When I put the Tennessee Titans in there, I had to put them right in lockstep with the Indianapolis Colts. They both made my top 10. I'm not underselling that team again until Derrick Henry's wheels actually do fall off and he stops running for 2,000 yards a game or a season. I'm not going to back off of the Tennessee Titans. I can't in my heart of hearts put them any lower outside of the top 10.
Hold on, I got to say an aside because I see a new name in the chat. Well, first of all, welcome to Curtis Davis. He said, "Don't forget my Kansas State Wildcats when we do college football." Trust me, we won't. This guy right here will tell you, I've been betting Kansas State aggressively since I've known him. I don't know what it is about lines with Kansas State that it's almost like that pie sitting on the windowsill with Bugs Bunny, where the little hand comes out and goes,
"Come to me."
I have made 17 shitloads on the Manhattan Wildcats in the last 4 years.
Exactly 17 shitloads.
There are about 5 teams I can guarantee you I'm not going to forget. The West Virginia Mountaineers, the Florida State Seminoles, the North Carolina Tar Heels. Kansas State might be 4. Just throwing that out there. I just saw that in the chat and I couldn't type it quick enough, so I figured I'd go ahead and say it.
Welcome to the show.
That'll be a fun game to play. Who are Jeremy's favorite teams to bet?
Liberty.
That was the other one. That's the other one that I couldn't. God, I think I've bet every Liberty game for 3-4 years. I don't think there's been a week with Liberty football that I didn't have something on it.
Right.
Well, it's, head coach makes a big difference. In
when you can beat the shit out of all your opponents that you face every week.
You got that. You got that crazy money coming in too.
Oh yeah. I mean, Liberty ends up as a 7-point favorite against like Sam Houston State. They're going to win by 21. Or they have been. And hell, now they've got a quarterback that might be the number one fucking pick in the draft, according to all of these idiots.
Nope.
No.
Malik Willis is getting the biggest preseason push I've ever seen for a guy who plays football at that level. The quarterback for Liberty is in like probably 6 mock drafts I've seen in the last week. He's in the top 7.
Stop that. No.
He's not even my favorite quarterback in football named Malik. I think Malik Cunningham from Louisville is better than him.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. He's a little over the moon on that. But speaking of the draft,
yes,
we should probably.
Oh yeah, we should probably talk about NFLDraft.net. The site goes live on August the 1st. And Jeremy has a fun new little content game that he's going to be playing. We're all going to be involved in it.
And you will be involved in it.
And you'll be involved as well. Because like the Sportsocracy, NFLDraft.net is going to be very accessible to its fans.
Yep.
So he has an idea that I kind of like. He has come up with the idea of the 33rd team in the NFL, an expansion team. Awarded solely just to Jeremy Greene, where the rest of us are going to have divisions where we will make players available in an expansion draft. He will build the team, and then you get to take a draft.
I will pick 17th every year. I will pick dead in the center of the draft every year. So like the last year I would have had Chase Claypool. This year I would have had Michael Carter and Jabril Cox. All the guys basically the guys that I'm sitting going, what in the are you doing?
Yeah.
That's the goal, is that I will have a team and I'll go, hey, if I had just taken the 17th pick every year, I never got the elite guys.
Yeah.
But I got to do this. And I think it'll be a fun little exercise. It'll give us some extra content. I'm currently having a logo drawn up for my 33rd NFL franchise.
And?
I'm very excited about the name.
Are you going to release that today?
100%. I figured that if there was one city that was going to get an NFL expansion team, who should it be?
St. Louis.
It's St. Louis. St.
No
Louis
doubt.
got screwed out of their NFL team.
Yep.
And frankly, I'm glad the Rams are in LA.
Yeah.
But it's time for us to get a team back to St. Louis. And if it's going to be St. Louis, it's got to be the Sasquatch. The St. Louis Sasquatch.
Jeremy can't say Sasquatch, right? So he says Sasquatch.
It's the St. Louis Sasquatch.
It's almost like, if you guys have ever seen Trailer Park Boys and Bubbles, he likes to call him Sam Squanch.
Sam
He's
Squanch?
Like, it's that damn Sam Squanch, Julian. I know.
It's the St. Louis Sasquatch.
I can't
So
wait.
Stephen Towle said it, and I hope it's named after a bird.
Yeah, so,
I will never name anything after a bird.
And actually, the helmet logo is just going to be a picture of Jeremy because he is the direct descendant of the Sasquatch.
Of the Sasquatch. I do like Kevin Vick's idea, though, too. The Kentucky Waterfalls. That's pretty good. I think I'm sticking with it. You know what? We'll do a poll on it.
Yeah.
We'll do our first poll. Our first poll in the on the Patreon and all of those things.
Name Jeremy's expansion team.
Yep. We're going to post this out on the social medias. We'll give all of you the opportunity to submit your ideas, and the best 5 we'll put on the website.
Will it be strictly out of the city of St. Louis, or will there be more cities?
No, I'm open to other cities.
No, here we go. So we already have 2 entrants. We have the St. Louis Sasquatch, and we have the Kentucky Waterfalls.
Yeah.
The Topeka Tip Touchers. Hit that bell.
The Topeka Tip Touchers.
God bless it, Patrick Holt. You're a beautiful human.
God, I love your mind. Your mind does some fucked up shit.
I don't know if that would
like
go over well in the NFL, but who cares? See, we're trying to build this up so that, like, in like a couple years, they can show somebody in the NFL sees Jeremy's expansion team and they say, man, we probably should have that guy in our
That
front
mulleted
office.
guy is pretty good at this
he's
old
doing
draft
a pretty
thing.
good thing. We need to give him a job. So, yeah.
And it's something that we're going to do on draft day, live as it happens.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Oh.
I get to announce my own St. Louis Sasquatch picks live as they happen.
Oh, nice. That should be a fun little experiment.
I just think it's going to be fun, and we want to do stuff like that. If any of you come up with ideas like that, I'll totally go down the rabbit hole.
We're going to be, like, us will have teams that we're responsible for who we'd have to present as expansion players that would be allowed to be taken.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is that it's the beauty of it is that it's an extension of, like, the Chase Claypool team.
Yeah.
Of the guys that I'm super high on because I'm building my own roster.
Yeah.
So as opposed to looking at 32 teams and then maybe a guy gets put into a shitty situation, these are guys that, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. And only picking 7, Jax the Ripper said Ontario Playboys. I like that one too.
Yep.
Not gonna lie, I like that one. Have the Playboy bunny.
Jax the Ripper?
Have the Playboy bunny as my logo. That would look really good on a helmet. Just throw it. Oh, you know what? I just thought of something.
What's that?
I just thought of something. We have a guy that makes helmets.
Yeah.
Oh, you
We
can
could
make
have
your
a
own
helmet.
helmet.
We could have a helmet made for this show.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, that is 100% happening.
All right.
I just created work for somebody that I don't actually know.
Yeah.
I've never spoken to them myself, but I just created work for them.
Keep firing away your team name ideas to us.
We're going to post this on the website. Be sure, or it'll be on the website. It'll be on the Facebook page. It'll be on the Twitter. Make sure to interact with that. I think there are
No.
Jesus.
Nah.
Oh God, there's so many fucked up things.
That was.
There's so many fucked up things that come from the people that watch this show, and I'm so fond of it.
I think I had a friend that had a bowling team that had that name. There's no doubt. No doubt. Anyhow, keep firing.
By the way, you can use Sasquatch if you want to put it in another city. And a second poll is going to be: is it Sasquatch? Is it Sasquatches? Or is it Sasquatchy?
Or is it Sasquatch, like it's actually
Sasquatchy?
It's Sasquatch. The way you say that word is that sounds weird. Sasquatch sounds like something that you should put on a grill with damn avocado. It's a summer Sasquatch. You know, it's.
Oh, squash.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
See, that sounds stupid. Then my logo should just be a summer Sasquatch. So it's a relative of the pumpkin.
Nice.
No, it's either, and I don't know the answer. Sasquatch?
Yeah.
I have a team motto for the Sasquatch too. We're super squatchy.
Super squatch.
Super squatchy.
Nice.
Oh boy.
I think you need to bounce that around with a marketing team again. It needs a little work.
Super squatchy. You'd have to watch those Bigfoot shows. That's a term that they use a lot.
Yeah.
Like
finding Bigfoot.
A lot.
Right. Like I'm trying to figure out why. St. Louis, Sasquatch. Everybody knows Sasquatch lives in Marion, right? It's
95% of people watching our show don't know where the hell Marion is. Frankly, I live here, and I'm not sure I know where Marion is.
Oh, really?
Marion is just like
it's on the other side of the mountain from where you live.
You go up another 1,000 feet, and you got it right there.
You drive to Jeremy's house,
That's gonna be
walk
underrated.
600 feet, and you're in Marion.
That's not true. That's not true.
Marion, North Carolina, home of the Sasquatch Festival.
Oh God. Yes.
Oh, Kevin Vick just threw out his own team motto. The Kentucky Waterfalls. We're dang good.
Hot. The Marion Meat Curtains. What the?
Oh, I so like where this is going.
On that note,
I love where this is headed. I have this funny feeling that somebody's going to throw out something so fucked up that I can't not do it. I have a feeling there's a name coming that's going to be so god-awful that I can't not do it. I honest to God thought that this did not go the way I thought it was going to go. I thought I was going to say the St. Louis Sasquatch and people would laugh, and then that would just be the team name.
No.
And now we've started a whole new game.
Yep.
And you know what? I'm going to go one step further. The person, if a name other than mine wins the poll, whoever put out the name, you get the first shirt of whatever the team name is.
there you go.
Wow, winning.
Bingo.
Okay, we.
I want to just sit here
This
and
is
do
great.
this. I want to just
Catawba camel toes? Damn, Patrick Holt, he's killing it here.
Yeah, Patrick
the
Holt.
soggy muffins.
Patrick Holt might be the most likely to
We never finished last.
All right, just keep firing them away.
Yeah.
Hit us up on Twitter at JGreene ESPN, at SportsTank ESPN, or at B Sportsocracy.
GM.
Why have you
and
not
GM
changed?
credit.
Yep.
Whoever comes up with the name gets GM credit.
There you go.
Phenomenal.
Why have you not changed your Twitter handle yet? Come on.
Oh, by the way, that's another. I'm glad we said that. So
That's another poll we're going to put.
Yeah, over the next 24 hours. So we're changing Brian's Twitter.
Hey, I'm all in on that.
Yes, the ones that are on the Patreon obviously get first.
Yeah.
They get first dibs. I'm working on the YouTube thing so that'll all be integrated.
Yep.
There are a lot more tentacles to this than I thought.
Yeah.
Plus, my attention gets diverted a lot.
Yeah.
Yesterday was tax day, and for some reason, people look at me and go, "Hey, will you do my taxes?" You see how ridiculous that sounded to you?
Yeah.
That's how ridiculous it sounded to me for 10 years.
Yep.
But here we are.
Patrick Holt, we are going to, see, Vic's already come up with it. At Gettleman's Guy.
Oh,
there you go, bro. Extra points
That's
for
the leader in the clubhouse.
That's the only need we didn't need.
No, it's
Only
the
need
last,
we needed.
It's
Last
the
need we needed. Last
That's
need we
right.
needed is exactly the right number of letters. 16 letters. Last need we needed.
At last need we needed.
At last need we needed.
I think we've settled on it.
No, that's not necessarily it.
Well,
We're gonna
Stephen Tao has a good one. Haynes Herway. Yeah.
Not spelled the same, goddammit. I just had flashbacks to my childhood getting.
All right, keep firing at us. Twitter handles for Brian.
number 12?
Twitter handles for Brian. Expansion team names for Jeremy's
If you
33rd
factor
team in the
Inspector
NFL.
number 12 into your Brian Twitter handle, you're going to get extra points from me.
We got NBA playoffs starting tonight with the play-in tournament in the Eastern Conference. Let's just pick the winners here. Boston and Washington. Who you got?
Washington.
Washington's going to win, become the 7th seed, face the Brooklyn Nets.
Yep.
Indiana against the Charlotte Hornets.
Charlotte will beat Indiana. No, actually, they're not. Indiana's going to beat Charlotte.
Hey, I'm on the opposite side of both of those.
All right, I'm taking Charlotte to beat Indiana, make it to the next game. Then they get the letdown against the Boston Celtics because there's no way in hell Kemba Walker is going to allow the Hornets to beat him in the playoffs. And I'm going to take the Washington Wizards to win the 7th seed in the East.
I'll take the Celtics. I'll take the Hornets. I'll take the... You know what? I'll take the Hornets to beat the Wizards and put them out.
Really?
Russell Westbrooking. Fuck that guy.
Not a chance. Not a chance. To me, it's a foregone conclusion. Washington and Boston will be in the playoffs. I hope it works out for the Charlotte Hornets, but I don't like their chances.
It's a spicy.
That's right. We are now at a 6-game losing streak here. I don't like their chances. Anywho, we will preview the Western Conference play-in games tomorrow right here in the Sportsocracy at 9 a.m. Be sure to like, follow, and share the Sportsocracy on all of the social medias. Hit that subscribe button. Share it with your friends. We have off-season grades, final off-season grades coming out starting today for the entire NFL. Every individual team will again have their own video. We're going to be putting these out over the next couple of weeks, so it's not going to be like drinking from a fire hose where we've had 20 where we've had 20 videos going out in one day. But look forward to those coming out on the channel today. Again, hit that subscribe button so you know every time we load something up, and share it with your friends as well. I'm Jake Spencer. He's Brian Haynes. He's Jeremy Greene.
Yeah.
And we'll see you this afternoon on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sports Tank with Jeremy Greene. Heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. This is the Sportsocracy live from the Wicked Weed studio. WickedWeedBrewing.com. Drink different.